Man!
They shoot one
Just
shot
not
to the
finishing.
window, you know, just to like, scare him or something. Not to like
What,
kill
they're
him.
like fans or something or what?
I don't know. It was just a
No
device
one knows,
2
dude.
days in a row. So
No one knows. Which is fucking scary, because apparently his wife and his kid is on the house. So yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, is it crazy?
wait, I gotta go buy some groceries. See you guys later.
Right.
I guess it's like a fan of him or something that really wants attention. That's what I'm
Or
thinking.
maybe someone that hates him and found his address or something. I think I'm gonna go torture myself and play Overwatch. Alright, see ya later, dude.
Yeah, see ya, dude. That's what happens when you're a cancer streamer of a cancerous community? No, that's what happens when you have shitty people doing shitty things, dude. There's a difference. Holy shit. The only existing footage of the first plane hitting the World Trade Center?
And he's with Pat O'Brien. Right? Vern, Michael Jordan here in the midst of the celebration. What are you saying to the other players, Mike?
All you can do is wish them good luck. I mean, you know, we fought hard. You know, they were the better team. We went to a 7-game series. What more can we ask for? You know, we want to be where they are, but we still got to win our turn. We're still trying to improve our team. They were the better team, and they played better today.
What's your emotion now, Michael? Sadness, frustration?
You know, sadly, I'm disappointed, you know, because I wanted to go further. But I got to accept the season that we played. We had a good season. We got this far. We got to look forward to next season. That's the only thing we can do.
Gave it a hell of a run.
Thank you.
So humble. Yeah, that's a good guy.
Good evening, sir. Have
I
you seen
believe
this
you
yet?
have missed the link. Just post it in chat, dude. I'll check it out. Oh, he posted it anyway after. Oh yeah, I saw this one. I'll look at it. This was like the last thing I saw last night. It's a new trailer for
Vods.
Was it the same
た
one?
とえひとたび破れるとも
I think it was.
命を落とし主を必ず取り戻すそれが我が忍びなれば
Yeah, I saw this last night. It is so fucking good. It's probably like with the first Soulsborne game where you can go up so much, huh? Jump specifically, and then there's a grapple too. Translate. Me no speak Asian.
私はかつて修羅を見ました
不思議り確かにもらい受けた
Holy shit, those moves.
久しいなフクロウのせがれよ
邪魔立てするか巫女の忍び
狼よ我が血と共に生きてくれ
That's almost like a Bloodborne monster, the one at the end. Oof. Have a sexual assault in India? Yeah, that game, that's some
So just
shit.
to let you
I have
guys
high
know,
hopes for
if
it.
you're interested in looking at any merchandise, we recently launched a new website with all new stuff that I'm really excited about. So if you'd like to check it out, you can find it at casuallyexplained.com and take a look. One of the most wonderful things about the internet is the ability for people across the world to be able to communicate with each other and share information in the blink of an eye. And for modern generations, we've chosen to do that through things like this frog, or this frog, or this frog. And while memes were originally described as an element of culture passed from one individual to another by non-genetic means, if we look now at their contemporary use, I think it would be much more accurate to define them as an element of culture passed from one individual to another through the internet. The last part being redundant because if you're passing memes to someone, you're obviously not going to be passing anything on to them genetically. So in order to understand our current memes, we have to start tracing them back to their origins, and that means starting at one of the first memes for around 35 years ago, which was leet speak. And this was when people swapped letters for numbers when they were typing because digital pictures literally hadn't been invented yet and there was nothing else to do. And while this seems harmless, it eventually led to their most recognizable usage, which is in gamer tags that look like this, and blog press diaries that look like this. So then around the year 2000, the first picture memes emerged and were usually just screen caps from video games or online videos like Do a Barrel Roll from Star Fox 64, the Hamster Dance, and eventually the All Your Base Are Belong to Us meme from the terribly translated game Zero Wing. And you might be thinking, well, how are these even used? This isn't an awkward and relatable social situation I can tag my friends with on Instagram. And the thing is, back in those days, none of us had any friends, so we would simply repeat the meme out loud in elementary school or post them in response to Yahoo Answers threads without context. So as we move on a bit to around 2007 and social media was just getting big, we started to see memes that were intentionally edited and contrived for comedic effect in order to get people to say, "Nice meme, dude." And the first one that comes to my memory, unfortunately, was the Shoop de Whoop meme, which was the I'm a-firing my laser face from the Laser Collection YouTube video, which was then edited over top of Cell from Dragon Ball Z. And because of the introduction of the online view count and share button, we saw the moment that sprouted the still persistent idea in everyone's mind, which was, if I create a shitty meme, maybe I can get some imaginary points on the internet. And while most rational people would see that as incredibly stupid and rightfully not want to be around you, how many subscribers do you think they have? And with the growth of sites like 4chan and Reddit, we saw the next big shift in the evolution of meme culture, which was introducing a personal narrative and relatability to memes in the form of green text stories and rage comics. The first being cleverly constructed stories with absurd plot or conclusion, and the latter being kids exaggerating the struggles of their unremarkable lives, which I of course participated in. And while rage comics completely died off in a little over a couple years for obvious reasons, they did introduce iconic characters such as the Trollface, Why You Know, Me Gusta, and Forever Alone Guy, among many other reactions that along with middle school we have collectively repressed. So with that concept of reaction and relatability, we saw the rapid popularization of our first modern meme format, which was an image macro with text overlay. And that came in the form of Pepe the Frog and Advice Animals.
Feels bad,
and even here you could still clearly see which one would stand the test of time. Emerging from there, we saw one of the most influential genres of modern memes, which are often called Me IRL memes, which are supposed to represent the author or me in real life. These are memes of a self-deprecating, ironic nature that highlight the complete normality of everyday life by either exaggerating the pride of very mundane accomplishments, depicting an inability to function in what's considered a very normal situation, or both in the form of Wednesday Frog. Then going slightly deeper, you have Me IRL one word, which is the same thing and more depressing but still funny, and then even deeper than that, you have 2 Me IRL for Me IRL, which is literally just depression. However, in response to that, we saw the simultaneous emergence of wholesome memes, which is a convergence of Me IRL and anti-jokes, where a depressing punchline is set up with a wholesome twist. Although unfortunately, we have seen a lot of these memes border on motivational.
Who watches these?
Boy, compliments rather
900
than
fucking thousand
memes,
people watch
find
these.
More insufferable than 2 Me IRL for Me IRL for reasons I choose to ignore. So
Who
closely
watches
related to
these?
Me IRL,
Who are you trying
we
to
have one of
fool
my
here,
favorite
son?
types of memes, which are starter pack memes. And these are simply multi-image collages that depict an unexpected stereotype with shocking accuracy that you thoroughly enjoy until you find one about you. Similar to those kinds of labeled memes, we have progression memes, which are constructed with logical progression through each of the images, and while these can be very versatile, they also usually only last until people can't add any more progression without losing your attention, which is around 4
But
pictures.
why? Because they're funny.
So now if you take a regular person who looks at memes for enjoyment rather than coping, you see another genre of questionably executed memes that are effectively made to make you feel good. And I think the perfect example of that is Rare Puppers, which is a wholesome dog parody of Rare Pepe, which are commodified Pepe photoshops.
Why is the
And also a
frog
whole
naked?
genre of animal gifs spelled with alternating capitals and words like doggo, pupper, and other baby talk that I intellectually despise, but can't stop looking at because I'm so happy. Thankfully, gatekeeping the art form, we of course have dank memes, which are memes that mock other memes that are past their shelf life or used in a non-comedic, overplayed fashion. And these are generally crafted by the fine minds over at 4chan, who are one push away from falling off their own edge. And in a similar vein, we also have self-satirizing memes like deep-fried memes and Reddit subreddits like Meme Economy.
I
that
never
buy or
got
sell
those, the
stock in
deep-fried
upcoming
ones.
formats. And if I know anything about people on the internet, which I am one of, I know that memes are seen a lot like high art, which means I know that at this point in the video, there are people who'd say, so when are you getting to the real memes? And there are people who'd say, you lost me at Rare Puppers, because they literally opened a new tab to look at those. And while I know people of the first category probably don't think I know anything about memes, and people of the second category are questioning if they still want to see me in real life, it's literally impossible for me to cover every subgenre of meme. But do bear in mind, the list does go on to include anime memes, Despacito memes, Shrek memes, B-movie memes, Scooby-Doo memes, SpongeBob memes, black people Twitter memes, white people Twitter memes, insane people Facebook memes, Mad Lad memes, That Happened memes, porn memes, Toy Story memes, Thanos memes, Where Did the Soda Go memes, stock image memes, Minecraft memes, Gus Johnson's entire YouTube channel, Slap's Roof of Car memes, Kermit memes, Fortnite memes, and literally thousands of others. But that does make you wonder the final question, which is, with so many memes being created and abandoned, where do these memes come from and where do they go? And the answer to that is fairly simple. First, an actual piece of content is created, the meme is born on 4chan, filtered and popularized on Reddit, spread to your average person on Instagram,
That's me,
Tumblr, and Twitter.
your average person.
Meme is dead. Jimmy Fallon uses it in a segment, your parents and large corporations use it incorrectly on Facebook, and 4chan makes fun of those people with new meme, and the cycle continues. Which makes you wonder where in the process this video might be. And according to one of my favorite quotes about comedy, explaining a joke is like dissecting a frog. You understand it better, but it dies in the process.
Huh. Huh. I've already seen all his other ones. There's literally nothing left. Did I see this one?
While it does take just a little bit of time and effort, making friends is something that comes incredibly naturally to other people. And the problem is that while it seems like something that shouldn't be that hard, it's usually the first step that's the most difficult. For example, it's often suggested that you find a meetup group for people with similar interests.
I did see this one already.
I know a lot of...
The friend zone?
So, fundamentally, the friend zone is a bit of a relationship purgatory where, although it's not exactly gender exclusive, it's more often than not when a guy's sexual interest in a girl is met with only platonic friendship. And realistically, it's totally fine for a girl to like a guy's personality, but not really be interested in a relationship. The trouble usually comes from the fact that a lot of the time, guys don't even realize they've been friend zoned. And this can happen for a lot of reasons, but sometimes, even though a girl might not be interested, a guy can misinterpret the signal she's giving off and get too attached. So if you're a girl, try to avoid being in the same room, looking in our general direction, or winking both eyes at the same time. And sometimes, if the guy really doesn't get it, you might have to clearly tell him that you're only friends, or he's probably going to end up with hurt feelings at one point or another. Like, I was recently at Starbucks, and there was a really cute girl taking my order, so we chatted for a second, and she asked for my name to write on the cup. Then when I got my drink, I saw that my name had 2 hearts around it. And that was honestly one of the best feelings of my life. And I was about to say something when I saw that she also drew a couple of hearts for a guy named Aaron right behind me. Fucking slut. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering if you're in the friend zone right now, and it usually progresses in stages, so you can see which one you might fall into. The first stage is denial, which is believing you aren't in the friend zone. The second stage is anger, which is coming to the realization that maybe you are. The third stage is bargaining, which is begging to take her on a date even though she's always showing you pictures of other guys. The fourth stage is depression, which is realizing she was showing you those pictures because she thought you were gay. And finally, the fifth stage is acceptance, which is realizing that one of them's pretty cute and what do you have to lose? Now, the most important question of all is, can you get out of the friend zone? And interestingly, not too long ago, I was reading that a few psychologists at Penn State actually compiled a practical guide for men to get out of the friend zone. It looks like this. Of course, the first thing is identifying you're actually in the friend zone, then you execute the following steps. Step 1, be more attractive.
Ah, lost.
It's worth mentioning while this guide is certainly effective, it can be kind of difficult to implement and at least takes a bit of time. So one last piece of advice I was given a while ago was, if you're ever in doubt, ask the girl out. The logic being that she either says yes and that's great, or she says no and you have your answer. But I've realized that this saying greatly underestimates my power for debilitating retrospection, which is why next time we're talking about how to get out of the friend zone and into the friend with benefits zone, where nothing goes wrong and no one gets too attached.
What are friends like?
I know a lot of guys have trouble picking up on the signs of whether or not a girl is into them, so
Oh, already seen that one. Moving out?
moving out is one of the most exciting
Why
milestones
is
of
this
any young person's.
volume?
I know a lot of guys have trouble picking.
Non-existent. What else? Millennials versus baby.
This video is brought
boomers.
to you by Honey, the free browser extension that saves you money.
Go for one night stand.
I know a lot of guys.
This one.
So one night stands are essentially when you hook up with someone and never see them again, or at least never sleep with them again. And at one point I remember thinking,
I use
wow,
the HTC,
that sounds
man.
so shallow and meaningless. It's just two people giving into raw sexual attraction with no chemistry or romance whatsoever. And then someone said, have you tried it? That hurt my feelings, but they had a point, and I think that if two people want to hook up and are responsible about it, it could be a good experience for both of them. So, first things first, you should be prepared at all times, but if you're like me and all your condoms are expired, it can be hard to decide if it's worth preemptively investing. In my opinion, you should always have at least a couple on your bedside table to keep the hope alive. And on the flip side, if you're a guy who gets around, don't try to save money or cut corners. I've heard some pretty ridiculous stories, and my friend told me that she heard of a guy who washed out a condom to reuse. That's being really stupid. Just turn it inside out.
Yeah,
so
just
once
turn
you're
it
well
inside
stocked in
out.
the necessary prerequisites, you of course need to find someone else to help you make God disappointed. Whether you're meeting someone in a bar, on Tinder, or through your contact list, you have to be good at managing expectations. Even if both people agree they're just hooking up and you're on the same page, you won't be the next morning, so I like to be as transparent as possible. If she says, I don't really do this kind of thing that often, what should I expect? I'd just be honest and say, it's about like a Coke can, but a bit shorter. So if you're hooking up with someone and there's a mutual understanding that you're probably not going to see each other again, don't be afraid to try some new techniques. As an example, the other day a girl was telling me about her sexual escapades and said I should try using coconut oil if I get the opportunity. I haven't had the opportunity. One of my hands is now incredibly soft.
How long is a Coke
So the act of sex itself is a very beautiful thing. Not literally, it's really gross, but the concept is there. I don't have any tips because I know my lane, but I like to think of sex like the opposite of homework. Because with homework, I've always thought, I'm not looking forward to this. It's going to be really hard the whole time, and I'm going to take forever to finish. At least I'll be glad I did it. So when you wake up the next morning, the first thing you have to think about is the repercussions of what you just did. Your friends find out about it, you have to be ready for what they might say. So if you're a girl, you'll probably be hearing a lot of, Amanda, what were you thinking? And if you're a guy, you'll probably be hearing a lot of, dude, nice. In addition, you might wake up thinking, oh my god, I thought we were just hooking up, but what's this weird feeling I have? Maybe I've caught feelings. It's probably just chlamydia, so play it cool. After mentally processing that, it's time to check on the other person in your bed. And this is a major turning point because if either of you had a good time, it's easy to get attached. So when you roll over and look, you'll see one of three scenarios. They're there, they're not there, or they were never there. So plan ahead for each situation, whether you'll be trying to avoid their calls, trying to call them, or just doing laundry and repainting the ceiling.
Repainting the ceiling.
Alcohol is one of the most socially widespread drugs and has been part of human culture for thousands of years. And this is for pretty evident reasons. For anyone who's tried it before, you'll notice that alcohol quickly makes you better at many things, including temporarily talking to girls and thinking you can jump down more stairs than you actually can. Now, whether it's at a party...
I've seen this already. Life as a video game. Definitely didn't see this
So,
one.
since the first playable characters came out, the devs have been working on the human player type for what seems like 3 billion years, and I'll admit that I haven't even gotten through all the levels yet, but I've been pretty impressed so far, so I wanted to give a critical review of the current content. Now, if this is your first time playing, I definitely recommend picking one of the starting regions with lower difficulty, which I put in green
God.
here. All the servers are getting pretty
Oh
overpopulated
my god, what's
right
gonna
now,
be red?
So you can pick one of the yellow regions if the recommended ones are full.
China,
Really try
yellow
not to go for
region?
the areas in red unless you really know what you're doing or are just trying to speedrun the game. Pretty much
Speed
all
run
areas
the
are player
game,
versus
huh?
environment zones, but there are a few player versus player areas around here. And if you really want to play on a private server, you can do that over here. But the admins aren't so great.
North
and it
Korea, the
sucks if you change your
private
mind
server.
because after you're there, you can't leave. So I'd probably give it a miss. Okay, at the start you have to choose a race, and in the past Caucasian male was definitely the most OP, but they've all become a lot more balanced in more recent patches, at least in the easier starting regions. But if you look at the race perks tab, still some nice privileges with this.
Faster travel to airport security.
Okay, so once you've chosen your starting region and race,
Right,
you have to go through a
let's look at all of that.
So that's what I went with. Okay, so once you
oops, there was one before. From here. Turn off this. Prone to hair loss, rapping. Can't speak other languages.
regions, but if you look at the race perks tab,
sometimes mistaken for a celebrity in Asian countries. When you're good at something, people attribute it to skill. Your character usually lives for the whole movie. Oh my god.
still some nice privileges with this choice, so that's what I went with. Okay, so once you've chosen your starting region and race, you have to go through a 9-month loading screen while your character spawns, and that already sounds bad, but what's even worse is that once you've actually spawned, you have to go through 18 levels of tutorial, the first few of which are just interactive cutscenes.
I hate tutorial.
Even when you get to start moving around and interacting with the environment, what kind of sucks is that the only other users you really get to interact with are the 2 parent players that take you through the start of the tutorial. And the trouble is, if they haven't advanced their parenting skill tree, you end up with really screwed up stats for the rest of the game. That's really just down to the RNG of who you get paired up with. So the first few levels of tutorial really aren't so memorable, but once you've made it to level 5 or 6, you've usually unlocked the friendship and knowledge trees, but you do have to spend around 6 hours a day at a learning academy to keep leveling that up. Okay, so as we get to about level 17 or 18, you basically finish the tutorial, and it turns out that the first thing you actually realize once you're done is that it had nothing to do with the rest of the game. And it turns out the whole tutorial is pretty much designed to sell you the college or university DLC, which is kind of overpriced for what you get, but if you decide to go for it, it can help you get a step up on free-to-play players in the mid-game. So the mid-game itself generally takes place between around level 18 and 65, where the 2 biggest focuses are on sustaining the newly unlocked relationship meter and generating in-game currency, which is usually denoted in dollars. So first of all, the relationship meter. This is the built-in drive to find a sexual companion, spend time with them, and reproduce. There are some factions where your parent players choose a companion for you, but in most of the Western factions you get to choose yourself. You might think that this is a way better idea, but the problem is they also have to choose you, so it might sound better on paper, but make sure you think out the gameplay. Now, when it comes to generating in-game currency, the most common strategy is to trade your playtime for dollars. If you see most users during this process, while they're technically still actual players, the majority of them are running scripts, so they're typically AFK and are pretty much indistinguishable from NPCs. So because it's an MMO, there aren't really any distinct objectives.
Don't
and
die.
Sometime during the mid-game,
Go on the
you have to
trip,
figure out
hot
what it
wife,
is
buy
that you wanna
Wacom
do.
tablet.
Some players focus on their relationship meter, someone getting more dollars, someone really maxing out certain skill trees, and some struggle to figure it out at all. There's no right answer really, just like any other MMO. I think your goal is to just enjoy the time you spend playing without ruining it for other people. And hopefully when you're a higher level you can get to the point where you enjoy helping players who might be struggling. So when you do get to around level 65, they say you should be at the end game content, but in practice this is getting later and later all the time, despite the level cap remaining pretty much the same. But nevertheless, what's good here is that you generally have a pretty fulfilled relationship meter, your important skill trees are maxed out, you can generally spend the rest of your time exploring the map and doing the things you want to do. Trouble is that at this point it can be hard to actually do those things because you start to experience a lot of bugs with your character. This is just because with the amount of variation in each user's programming, you can't expect it to function perfectly after so many iterations. Around level 80 is when you'll really start to encounter a lot of errors, until eventually the screen just goes black and your playtime is over. A lot of users wonder what actually happens at this point, and no one really knows. Some players think you respawn, some think you only get to play once, some even think you unlock a sandbox mode where you can basically just play over all the good bits on a special map. But you know, it doesn't seem to me like there's a big difference between before you start the game and after you finish, so don't overthink it and make the most of your playtime.
There's so many videos.
All in all, 6 out of 10. Better than ducks, but worse than golden retrievers.
Flirting.
I think when it comes to dating, guys are often looking for the perfect thing to say to a girl and completely miss out on the importance of body language. And being able to read how a person feels is really key in developing a successful social relationship. So I want to go through the 3-stage body language checklist that you can use on your own. Of course, stage 1 is the first encounter, and the first way someone will show interest is usually eye contact, and a few things can happen afterwards. A shy girl might look flustered and look away quickly, while a confident girl will hold eye contact and smile or maybe even wink. And the best course of action here is to live off that high for the rest of the week. After that, you have to watch out for proximity. Once someone knows about you and likes you, they'll try to be around you as much as possible. This might sound kind of creepy, but it's pretty normal, and particularly guys are notorious for doing this. One of the best ways to make sure you're being romantic instead of creepy is to be above a 7. Now, at this point, hopefully you've gathered that there might be some chemistry and you guys have started chatting a little bit. This is stage 2, building rapport, and it's where most dating takes place. You want to pay attention to any subtle physical contact. A good indicator of interest during conversation is if the girl touches you lightly on the arm or dick to emphasize a point. You might occasionally meet someone who likes to break the physical touch barrier with a high five. It can be hard to tell if she's doing it to congratulate you or because she wants to touch your hand, so I like to remove ambiguity by making sure all my accomplishments are particularly underwhelming. Along with that, you want to pay attention to her posture. People tend to cover their wrists and neck when they're uncomfortable, so if she is comfortable being around you, she might let her hands rest on the table or show more of her neck by tilting her head to the side. Keep in mind it could just be Lou Gehrig's. Okay, so this one you can experiment with. If someone wants to feel closer to you, they'll try to remove any barriers like a cup or bag from between your personal spaces. Sometimes if I feel a girl thinks I'm alright, I'll try to see what she does if I put something between us that stops her from talking to me. I usually just use my personality or stay at home. You can also build a menu for it and say you make YouTube videos. And of course she can make more obvious gestures like licking or biting her lip. That's pretty hot. So if all the boxes are checked so far, hopefully you're thinking, hey, we're having a great conversation, lots of laughing, physical contact, everything is going well, and you're ready for stage 3, fucking it up. Really, this stage is pretty intuitive, but can take anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 or 15 years, so remember to be patient.
Oh yeah, never get to stage 1, checked. Stay in stage 2 for too long, check. Send 2 text messages to her about getting a response to the first one, check. Too passive, too needy, too pushy, move in together at fuck what? I never loved you in the first place. Fail, get married? Jerk off their dog? What? You end up not being included and end up uncomfortably masturbating in the corner? Download Grindr? No matches on Grindr? What? Start getting invited to new things, make new friends, enjoy life, meet girl, go on date with girl, go city roll, stay in stage 2 for too long, and send 2 text messages again in a row without getting a response to the first one. Oh. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see.
The more common signs are you've seen them recently, but they haven't seen you. They have a kid and it isn't yours. They have a kid and it is yours. And sometimes just not realizing anything is wrong at all. At any rate, don't stress everything on the checklist. It can all really be boiled down to just be yourself.
Just be yourself!
So their pupils will dilate if they're interested in what they see, but it can be kind of hard to tell they have dark eyes, so take out your flashlight. So I'm going to
I see why he left out that joke till the end. I can see why. That's terrible. French explains? It's corn!
So I had a great opportunity to spend around 5 months in Lyon doing a French language course, and when I went, I knew absolutely zero French. And let me tell you, French is extremely unforgiving for beginners. Not because it's super hard, but because it's a minefield of inevitable social disasters. So French has a ton of similar words to English, so you start freestyling when you're not sure where the right word is, and that is a terrible, terrible mistake. Okay, so decided is décider, integrated, intégré, concentrated, concentré. So how do you think you would say excited? Excité. Pretty straightforward guess. So how would you say I'm excited to meet you? Here's the template. Je suis blank de faire votre connaissance.
I'm pretty sure excité is like,
So let's say you're meeting the
it's
mother
like a
of your host
horny
family,
way
and you
of
say,
saying things.
Je suis excité de faire votre connaissance.
Thanks,
But
Mr.
wait,
Blackhead, for the 5.
Why is she looking at you funny? Because you just said, I'm horny to meet you.
Yeah.
Basically,
I've
once I got that
learned
one
French
behind
too.
me, I thought I was in the clear. But I was only just getting started. So baisser means to lower, but baiser means to fuck. J'aime le chocolat means I like chocolate. J'aime le secrétaire means I love the secretary. Je chaud means I'm hot. Je suis chaud means I'm horny. If you're talking about an apple, elle est bonne means it is good. If you're talking about a girl, elle est bonne means she's good for sex. And un ami m'a introduit doesn't mean a friend introduced to me, it means a friend inserted into me. Okay, but let's say you're just heading to Paris for vacation and you think you're safe. You're not. Let's say you're trying to be health conscious at a restaurant and you want to express to the waiter you don't like preservatives in your food. So you say, Je n'aime pas les préservatifs. And then he gives you a wink and walks away. You should be a little bit concerned because you just said, I don't like condoms. So my French accent isn't great, but a common misstep people make when trying to speak French is basically saying the French words as if they were English words. Now, we're all really used to foreigners with thick accents, but most French people outside of Paris aren't and don't like you screwing up their language. So the usual mistake is going to a bakery and saying, Bonjour, je voudrais une... Honey, what's the French word for baguette? And the guy will look at you like you killed his family. But it gets worse, because the moment you decide to try to actually learn the pronunciation, it's a whole new world of hurt. So OU is pronounced OU, and U is pronounced U. And so there you are on a French plane, and the flight attendant says, de l'eau? Which basically means, do you want some water? And you're really thirsty, so you want to say, oui, beaucoup, which means yes, a lot. But instead you say, oui, beaucoup, which means yes, nice ass. So at this point you're probably thinking, is there anything that doesn't have a sexual connotation in French? Well, let me give you an example. Let's say you've got some game, you're trying to make some moves in France. Maybe you're just looking for a one-night stand and things are going well with a girl. You've had some drinks, you're getting pretty intimate, and things move to your bedroom. Everything's starting to heat up and clothes are coming off, so you whip out this phrase, Tu m'apportes un vrai bonheur. Now guess what that means? Okay, I'll help you out. You bring me a real... But nope, wrong again. It actually means you bring me true happiness. Damn. I mean, it's not completely different.
Casually explain Donald Trump. I think we're skipping that one. Absolutely
The 2016
hot.
president.
Yeah, get me out on this.
Temperature, generally speaking, is a measurement of a material's average internal kinetic energy at a given moment. Essentially, particles are always jiggling around, and the faster they collectively do so, the higher the temperature. It naturally follows that if these particles were to be completely stationary, we would have a minimum temperature, or what we call absolute zero. While this point can... So today's my birthday, and before I choose where to invest my skill points, I thought it'd be a great idea to share the best pieces of advice that I picked up in my lifetime. The format's going to be a total of 10 quotes that I found really meaningful, and each will be followed by my interpretation. I chose 10 simply because I think it's pretty standard for these kinds of lists, and it's also the highest number I can count to. So let's get started. Number 10. So I was in a hotel one time and found this great quote in the Bible. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. Basically just remember to pull out. Number 9. No one plans to poop their pants. This just means to always plan ahead, the old buy a plunger before you need one, but also have an emergency fund and spend a bit below your means in case something goes wrong. Number 8. Elon Musk can't dunk. That is to say that no one's cut from a different cloth, you can't be the best at everything, and it's important to play to your own strengths. Number 7. Always remember that 4 to the power of 1/2 is 2, 9 to the power of 1/2 is 3, 16 to the power of 1/2 is 4, and so on. Which just means don't forget your roots. Number 6. The key to success is mastering the fundamentals. Basically, just constantly make workers and don't let your chrono boost pile up. Number 5. The glass is neither half full nor half empty. It's a matter of your own perspective. I was texting a few girls once that I was like 5 foot 9 inches, and some saw it like I was taller than about half of most guys, while others saw it like I was shorter. I'm more of a realist though, so since then I've always made sure to specify that I'm talking about 2 separate measurements. Number 4. Be attractive to the kind of person you'd like to be with, and also be yourself. I really like this because it's really one of the more thought-provoking oxymorons. Number 3. Hybrid builds usually suck, so min-max your life. As in, don't study and socialize, study or socialize. This is something that really doesn't apply to everything, so use your judgment. One thing that I started doing that's a bit more advanced is completely cut out regular coffee, so now I only drink decaf, but I add my own cocaine. Number 2, be like science, which just means that everyone's happier when you just say you're wrong or that you don't know. So next time you realize you aren't on the right track in the middle of an argument, you can just try my usual line, which is, hey, I never really thought about it that way before. Thanks for showing me another perspective.
Who says that? I don't know.
And finally, my number 1 piece of
that.
advice is no matter how old you are, if you feel lost in your life and don't know what to do, just realize that you're not alone. No one has a clue what they're doing, and no one's path is a straight line trajectory from start to finish.
Jesus, this almost sounds like it's straight from Rick and Morty.
Oftentimes it seems like there's a million things you could be doing, but nothing that's just right. But you have to get started before you know exactly where you're going, and the goals that you set aren't always destinations, but they are directions. And you can never know what you'll find if you're only looking from where you are right now. If anything, try something new, if only to prove that it's not the right choice, and you'll be amazed at the people you meet, the way your perspectives change, and ultimately what your ambitions and dreams become. And really, this is the best advice I could possibly give, and it's something I'm really going to incorporate into my own life. Like right after I get off Reddit.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I watched like all of his videos already. And I'll check this, and then I'll go to Resident Evil.
9/11.
Why is this here?
9/11.
What is he even saying? 9/11? What? What? Another one? What the fuck?
Are you playing Tomb Raider today?
Am I playing Tomb Raider today? No, I'm not. I don't think I'm playing that game, dude. Oh my god, this mostly just so bad.
Bazinga!
Oh my god.
You gonna play Subnautica DLC?
Am I gonna play Subnautica DLC? Yes, I am. As soon as it comes out, but I believe it's set for next year, no?
Dig it. We will rock you.
It's so bad.
Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. You can't. Reach me with that hand. Reach me with that hand. Reach me with that hand. You cannot. Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. You can't. Reach me with that hand. Reach me with that hand. Reach me with that hand. You cannot.
Why is it, Lou? You come in here every morning and order a large orange juice.
I like orange juice.
The fuck am I watching?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So, Tuesday. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So, Tuesday.
All right, done with this shit. Done with this shit. I'm gonna take a leak first. Right back. I'm back.
Poke Lego Guy Mingli.
Thanks, Mr. Friedwater, for the 4 months. I think I'll skip the Chris DLC. That's like the worst one I've played.
You.
Oh, it continued here again.
Why does everyone hate me?
I'm supposed to go here. Yeah, this is the one I was playing. This is the end of Zoe, and then I haven't played these three. I think I'm skipping this one. It was really boring. It's basically like Resident Evil 5 and 6, but you play alone, and it's like all scuffed. End of Zoe. Rhea wanted to watch this one, so check if she's here first. She's in chat, is she? Oh, she's here. Alright. End of Zoe. New game. I can't take hard mode? What's that fucking noise? Did I wash my hands? Of course.
I had to use one of them.
Oh, it's this point where I have to choose the women. I chose her, the long-haired one.
It's fine. It was foolish thinking I could escape. I'm sure there's someone who can help.
This is my home. Apparently I belong here.
I'll send help.
Don't bother. There won't be anyone left to help!
Huh. I guess that's like the cocoon things where they transform into the next monster.
We got a casualty here. Hey, I think she was.
What the hell you boys up to?
That's her, all right. Zoe Baker. She's still breathing. Call it into HQ.
Did you say Zoe?
Sir, do you live here?
What the hell's wrong with her?
We're
Zoe!
here to help. So everything.
What in God's name have you done?
Sir.
Yeah. Am I Papa? It's Papa, right?
Zoe. What the hell do they do to you?
Uncle? Oh, so it's a new character. I don't remember there being an uncle.
Listen to me. We're here to help.
No. I don't believe you, boy. Tell me, what kind of help comes in a helicopter gunship?
Oh shit! He looks like a total badass. He looks like Joseph.
You think
Joseph Joestar.
I don't know who you people are. With all these monsters running around here. Tell me, where'd they come from?
It's not what you think. You don't understand!
Well, I don't understand. You see that girl back there? Look! That there, my brother's little girl. My niece, you understand? And around here, family is a righteous cause. And you ain't gonna kill my family.
This is before or after the incident? This is during the incident. This is like halfway through somewhere.
For fuck's sake. She's infected. She's dying. And we're both gonna fucking die if we don't get the fuck out of here right now.
She ain't dead yet, boy. So I figure you better do something about it. For I feed you to your little friends outside.
Okay. There's a cure.
You're lying to me.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. We were on our way to get her treatment, and you fucked that up when you jumped us. They're probably still waiting for us right now.
Where?
That voice actor for the soldier. I think I recognize it from somewhere.
Not too far from here. It's there. I swear.
We gonna fix this, Zoe. You're my family.
Oh shit. That was no gator I saw today. Was checking out the lines when I had one pulled out. Though instead was some sludge covered god knows what with the huge teeth and claws. Tried to get at me, so I punched the fucker's teeth in before it could. Never thought I'd see it with my own eyes. Goddamn government doing secret experiments on people and animals. No doubt about it, so at least he knows, huh? At least he knows that it's not some random nature-y things.
Hope you like punching Crocs in the face. Have a good day, Sam.
I get to punch Crocs in the face? Sounds like good stuff. I can so I like how the fist is just a weapon. You know, usually it's a tool here. For him, it's just his fist. Any crocodile? Oops. I press shift and suddenly it goes to Steam Overlay. It's like the tab is stuck or something whenever you alt tap in this game for one tap. I think that is a person in there. What the fuck? What is this? Suddenly Street Fighter here. What is this? Grub. My grub. What's the grub for? Can be combined with camphor to create a healing item. Oops. First aid from a grub. What did I just pick up? Oh, another one. More grub.
Alright, you moldy mother